How is it going, everybody? Today, I'm very excited to announce my guest. He's a center at the University of Tulsa, a native of Plano, Texas, and a 2022 NFL draft prospect. Gerard Wheeler, how we doing today, my man?
Good. Appreciate you having me. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have you on the show today. But we got to start off our podcast the same way we always start off every show. We got to represent that hometown. Tell us a little about your hometown, what makes it so unique.
Well, I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, but I moved to Plano in middle school, and I guess something that's unique, I guess, is the culture for football. It's definitely different than any other place I've been in. Texas is very serious about their football, so I guess it's the fans, and I guess just the seriousness of the football is something that's unique about Plano, Texas, and just Texas in general.
Yeah, so is it like one of those cities where they like shut down the whole damn city just like for a high school football game? Is it that type of town, or is it more or less just like, you know, whatever?
And depending if you have a winning season, not just about. I mean, stands are always full. You know, I don't know. It's just the same. It's the same vibe. But I went to visit when I was maybe a sophomore in college, and it was still the same thing. You know, the crowds had the fans. You have a fan with a pony, and they were waving it down, and you had the student section going crazy. So it was cool to see that the atmosphere was still, how it was when I was there. So.
They have vibe. They have vibe for sure. When did you start playing football, and why did you choose to play the center position?
Playing football in seventh grade. I actually started on the defensive side of the ball. I was a defensive end on the at Plano East, and then I had moved again to like Central Plano, like Plano North. And for Plano, I was offensive tackle there. I didn't play center until I got to college, and just because of my size and stature, was just fits me best, where I was able to have an opportunity fast and develop my game. So that's why I went to center.
So how was that transition? I know going, especially from the defensive side of the ball to the offensive side of the ball, and then not only going from the offensive side of the ball to offensive tackle, but then going to center where you're literally, no pun intended, the center of attention. So how did that kind of work out?
Well, I guess from defense to offense, I had to learn how to love O line, which I do now. But it's just like immaturity. I guess as a young kid, you used to your name being called, and then when you make a good play, you hear the running back's name or your quarterback's name. But I just understand the game and understand that you're just like I guess the people with football knowledge, they know that the O line is a serious thing. So I guess that was the first thing, just having to learn and understand that. And then going from tackle to center, I obviously had to snap a ball. So that transition was a step in its own. So I guess learn how to snap and move at the same time. But I guess to being a great center, just learning how to read the defense and full communicate to my right side and my left side, and just being able to kind of play the play before it happens, I guess, is just something you have to develop and learn. So.
Yeah, for sure. So what's the hardest part about playing the center position?
Um, I guess snapping and stepping. And I say that because, especially you got like an odd front, you would say like it's easier because it's three down linemen. But I guess for the center, you know what I'm saying? If you got a nose tackle that got a solid first step and they're hawking that off ball hand, it's kind of challenging. But once you get the hang of it, it just comes kind of natural. So.
Yeah, for sure. Because you not only just have to, as opposed to when you were an offensive tackle, you now have to worry about not only blocking the dude in front of you, but also snapping the ball too. And you got to make sure them snaps
Exactly.
are good, or else the whole damn play don't work, my man. Um, Tell us a little bit about your recruiting process out of high school and how you ended up at Tulsa.
So the recruiting process for me was I was considered like a late bloomer. I didn't play varsity my junior year. And that's not abnormal, but, when it comes to offers, skill guys will get offered majority of the time first or earlier on. So my offers came later on. I had made like 10 plus D1s, but Tulsa was just my highest conference offer, and it was the best school. So that's why I made a decision to come to Tulsa University.
Yeah, for sure. How important is it to ensure that the offensive line has great communication?
It's very imperative. I mean, like I always say, it's a team within a team. If one guy is on the wrong page, and then the whole scheme is messed up. So I mean, if this, and then we all right. It might be wrong, but we all right. It can still have a chance. So I mean, I guess it's being on the same page is just gives our quarterback and our running backs opportunities to make plays and stuff like that. So just being able to identify a defense, say what's coming, communicate, hey, I need to stay here because they got pressure back here or whatever to my right side, my left side, whatever it is. Just over communicating is going to keep everyone, in a good position to execute the play at the best of their ability. So communication, I guess, just kind of starts it all off.
Yeah, for sure. So as a center, you're automatically the leader of the team. How would you describe your leadership approach? Are you the kind of guy who's like a silent and just kind of like goes up to each one, just like, "Hey man, you got this"? Or are you more of like I'm a slam your helmet against your helmet and just scream at your face type of guy?
Um, I feel like the perk about me is I'm a little bit of both. I mean, sometimes you got to just know who you're playing next to. You can't do the same. You can't have the same approach with everybody. There's some guys where I can rile up with, who are, and then some guys got to say, hey, you good, shake it off, whatever. So I guess just knowing the personnel and who you're playing next to, that really brings chemistry. Like my right guards, he's more, intense. My left guard's more, silent killer. So you look both ways and you got to just know how to approach each other differently. So.
Yeah, how was life like as a student athlete at Tulsa, and how was your freshman year? Like whenever you went from high school to college, how was that transition?
Well, I mean, due to COVID, I mean, everything's kind of like, I really don't recall being a student. Honestly, I kind of just sign in, do my work, and then go to the football facilities. But I guess my freshman year, though, it was challenging because I was bringing high school things into college. So, I mean, just learning how to manage my time better, being able to understand how much sleep is important to the body, and then just, I guess, learn how to recover and train at a high level consistently. It's just a thing. In high school, I mean, I could probably go to Sonic 4 or 5 times a week and then play a full game on both sides of the ball and be fine. But as you get older, you go against guys that are everyone's good at the Division I level or any college level. Honestly, everyone's good. So it's more strenuous on your body. So you got to be able to take care of yourself. So I guess learn how to take care of myself and just manage my time was like the big thing to do. But I mean, nowadays it's just second nature. But when I first came in the college, that was my struggle point.
Yeah, man, Sonic slab though.
Yeah, definitely. But had to pull back on that.
Hey, cheat day meals, top priority, bro. If you weren't playing football, what do you think you'd be doing?
I think I'll be doing like some type of music or something. I enjoy writing music and just all types of genres. I like R&B, pop, rap, a little bit of anything. I just like hearing like types of, I don't know, and it's like this new style where it's like a singing rap. I can't really explain it, but some may know what I'm talking about. I just enjoy, I guess, music and just wordplay. So something dealing with music, I would probably say would be where I would be going if I didn't do football or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. Who's the best athlete that you've ever played with and against? You can take it back to high school. It can be during your time at Tulsa. It doesn't matter. Who would you can list a couple names too, but who do you think? Who pops out?
Play with, I guess, I mean, at Tulsa, I guess Zaven, Chris Paul, yeah, those two guys always stood out. Even when we were freshmen, I mean, Zaven had a great year. It's probably about to be projected to be a first rounder. Zaven Collins, and then Chris Paul. He's my right tackle. I always looked at that guy like, yeah, I know he's gonna always come to do what he got to do because he just had a crazy motor. About 6'4", 330 plus, and can run like a combo, like a linebacker. So I mean, it was crazy. So I guess just seeing those guys was always good competition. I mean, going against Zaven and we go good on good or ones on ones is always a good challenge. And then just looking over to my right and seeing Chris Paul, running down the field, I was like, okay, it's crazy. So I guess those two guys that I just looked at and was like, okay, yeah, there's some dudes. And then, I mean, played against, I mean, when I look at teams I play against, I look at them as wholes. So I guess like entirely, I can say I guess some good units, but I mean I can't just really like, you know, pick one on one who was who and what was what. 'Cause I look at defense as a whole, not just one individual person.
Yeah, for sure. Um, So if you had to say this yourself, what would be your biggest strength and your biggest weakness, do you think?
Like on the field,
Yeah.
like in play.
Yeah.
Okay. On the field, I feel like I have a good anchor in the pass protection. Like when I got hemmed up, it's over with to me. Uh, and then one thing I gotta get better at is, I guess, my pad level, and that just comes with continuing to cut weight and work on leverage, because that's the whole game. Is the game is, well, at least in the trenches, is based off leverage. So, I mean, anyone can continue to get better at that. But yeah, I'll say my pad level is something I need to get better at. But I guess my pass protection, when it comes to just sitting someone down and just locking them out, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty confident in that ability, and I feel like I'm pretty good in that.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So what is your approach to trying to improve your draft stock this upcoming season?
My plan is how to, playing offensive line. It's a lot of thinking, but I'm at the point now where it's like I know what I'm doing. Now just trying to execute at a higher level. So that's just running my feet, for 5 more yards and finishing guys, or, taking another step to reach somebody, or, making sure I keep my hip closed and not open. So I get my running backs two-way lanes to, make plays, whatever that is. I guess just like working on a little thing. So I guess it's the technical, and then just cutting my weight down be my biggest focus.
Yeah, for sure. One last question for you, Gerard. Any advice for the young athletes out there?
Advice I have to give for young athletes. Everyone's time is different. Don't compare yourself to, your peers. And that's like hard. That's one hard thing to do, and something I struggle with myself. But I guess just stay in your own lane and just working to, working the best of your ability would be my best advice, because you can't look over and waste your energy worry about the next person, because that's energy you can be put towards your own grind. So I say just continue to put your head down and just constantly working and constantly just thinking about what can I do to be better and better yourself. And I feel like that does pay off, because I mean, when I started off, I redshirted. I was behind some good guys, and I had to watch for about 2-3 years. So I mean, I understand when it comes to stuff not being quick, but being able to sit back and learn is always working, and just being prepared. So when your name is called, you're ready. That's the biggest focus. You don't want to be worried about the next guy, and then when your name is called, you fold under pressure, or you're just not prepared. So I'll just say always stay ready and just keep working to the best of your ability. If you feel like you got something left to do, and continue to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, Gerard Wheeler, University of Tulsa Center, 2022 NFL draft prospect. Thank you for hopping on the show today, my boy.
Appreciate you for having me, man. Everyone out there, y'all have a blessed day and a good year.
Yes, sir.